Yeah, so the entire thing was done without a GPU, which sucked, but that honestly was probably the worst thing. In its entirety, the project was it was pretty eye-opening. And I know that sounds kind of dramatic given the fact it's honestly, in retrospect, in actuality, it's actually not that incredible relative to what others have done. Now, I know people say, well, listen, this is your first project, you've never done this before. True, I agree. And I do agree that for my first project, this was definitely a very good start. But my point in terms of saying that it was enlightening is that it kind of showed me the direction I want to take for projects in the future. And that's something separate I'll talk about in a little bit, and I'll put it at the end there. So if you want to skip, there's a time card in the description for those of you who do care, and I appreciate you. We'll talk details now, I guess, about the actual project. In terms of Blender itself, it's actually a relatively simple project. There's not much to it. You know, the Porsche itself is actually downloaded. I can't remember what website. I haven't done the credits yet, believe it or not, prior to finishing this. But I'm sure it'll be in the description of this. Honestly, 100% of the aspects were downloaded from online. You can find all these for free online. The only thing that I did pay for was on textures.com. I paid for a subscription for 12 months. I just found that for this project, they had practically everything I needed, so I figured, okay, I can't really wait the day. Like, I'm using all the credits that you get. You get 15 free per day, which was really nice, but I found that it just wasn't enough for me. So I just ended up buying the $12 per month, and it was honestly incredible. Definitely a good purchase. The buildings, again, it's just textured and extruded. There's not much to it than that. In terms of lighting, there's no HDRIs in the scene, believe it or not. Yeah, from a technical standpoint, there's really not anything that stands out to me directly that you can't find online. None of the techniques I used were very extensive or exclusive, I guess, if you want to put it that way. In terms of add-ons, I would say that Boutaniq is an incredible add-on. It's really good with greenery and trees. It has simulation built into it, so you could actually simulate wind on your trees, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. That's what you guys see in the little park scene towards the end of the Porsche project. Now, it is a bit pricey. It's about $50 for the beginner package, which I believe doesn't include any future updates or any additions, any additional assets in the future. But the ones that it already has built into the original package are more than enough for any beginner project, which is exactly what I was doing here. And $50 is actually not horrible for this add-on, because I really cannot stress how insane some of the assets are and how easy it is to use this add-on. Absolutely incredible. Blender also has a lot of add-ons that were honestly shocking to me. I didn't realize that Blender in and of itself had so much power. If you go into your preferences and look up Dynamic Sky, that will give you the full ability to basically do anything you want to your sky. You can change the horizon color, you can change the way the sun reflects, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. It's absolutely incredible, and the fact that it's free helps a ton. That's actually what I use in substitute for HDRIs for the vast majority of the scenes. In terms of texturing, for any beginners watching, I would just make sure that you do a good amount of research on normal maps, displacement maps versus height maps, all those things. They're virtually the same thing, but the way you use them is going to differ tremendously, and I didn't realize that towards the beginning of my project, but there's more to texturing than just what comes in the pre-built packages that you get from any of the websites like textures.com and whatnot. In fact, I would recommend an incredible program called Crazy Bump if you're looking into making your own textures. It's a program that allows you to virtually customize any pre-made maps that you can get from the websites that I had mentioned before. It's an entirely free program. It's been around for God knows how long. In fact, I'm pretty sure the website hasn't changed since release, like decades ago. It truly is phenomenal, and I used it a lot. You just gotta really know what you're doing when you go to use the program, so I would just recommend doing some research on that. In terms of artists to look at if you want to see how things are done, William Landgren is an absolutely incredible artist. He's very young, very nice guy. He's helped me out incredibly throughout the process here. Definitely would check him out if you guys have a time. Ian Hubert, also incredible, has done some absolutely insane work. If you guys haven't seen the 100 renders challenge that was done by Punisher, Ian Hubert, and a few other incredible creators. I would highly recommend looking at that just to see if you can get any inspiration from those more experienced artists. Also, not to be, self-promotional or anything, but we do actually have a website, and on that website we have a pretty detailed outline of the Porsche project, as well as everything that I did and what I used in order to make some of these scenes, and some of the details that I hadn't really gone over here. And if there's anything that becomes really asked about, or something that you guys really want to see, I'll definitely do a breakdown of it. But the vast majority of the breakdown is on our website, and the link to that will be in the description. We have individual breakdowns of the scenes, so you can see step by step what I did, as well as the tools that I use. So if that's something that you guys would find interesting, there's more about the project on our website, which again, the link is in the description. This is the first project that I've done where it felt like I had done something productive, if you want to put it that way. And I think there's a time in everybody's life where it feels like we aren't, necessarily living up to what it is that we're supposed to be doing. And I was kind of sick of it. So, I told people asked me, why did you do it? Why did you make it? And generally the reason is because as a kid I had always wanted to make my own. And that was kind of the point of it. But, subliminally, it was more than that. It's something that it's a step in a further direction. And I mentioned that on my Instagram, and I'm hoping that I can just continue to keep the ball rolling in a way that's going to keep you guys excited, keep me excited, and eventually, hopefully, keep bringing people in to get everyone excited. Because even though that this work was for me, ultimately, I'm presenting it to you guys. It's something that I just want to put out there. Even though it's my internal feelings, for example, it's something that I want to share with everybody, if that makes sense. Whether you accept it or reject it is up to you. But bottom line is, here's something I created, and I hope you guys liked it.